So, listener questions. We're going to do something fun this week. Instead of taking a listener question from a traditional listener, I wanted to hand things over to Jed to ask us, and himself included, a list of questions that he likes to ask the guests on his show, because I think they're very fun and interesting, and I want to try them out. So without further ado, Jed, you got some listener questions for us?
Yes, I do. I have a series of 5 questions. It's how I end my episodes now, just to kind of bring them on home with some fun gamer-centric questions.
Cool.
Question number 1. What's the one game that you think gets overlooked that everyone should try?
Yeah, I'm going to say, just because it's off the dome, Enslaved Odyssey to the West on PS3.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, that is an incredibly good action-adventure game with a great combat system. It looks gorgeous, at least it did when I played it, on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. I just remember the soundtrack being great, the bosses being awesome, the relationship between the two characters. I also remember it had one of the most batshit crazy endings of a game like that ever, with the greatest cameo in a video game ever. It was wild.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Oh, man. I'm having a hard time thinking of one.
I can jump in. I can do mine.
Yeah, why don't you do yours, and I'm gonna really try to rack my brain here for that one.
The one I got, I know it's available on PlayStation 3. I believe it's available on Steam. It's called Retrograde. It is a sort of a shmup, but sort of a rhythm game, too. The idea is that you're in a spaceship. It's kind of like Gradius or R-Type or something like that. You've completed your mission, you've beaten the last boss, and in doing so, you've ripped a hole in the space-time continuum. It's threatening to envelop the universe, so you now have to turn your time circuits backwards and undo all your battles. So,
That's cool.
Every level, think of kind of like Guitar Hero, where it's got the different tracks for the different buttons. So this is much in the same way, but it's horizontal instead of vertical, so you have to go up and down through the channels or the lanes in space and undo your shots in a rhythm. And it's got this really kickin' techno soundtrack that's really fun, just really propels you forward.
Oh, we love
great
a good
visuals.
soundtrack. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they sell the soundtrack separately. That's how good it is. It's just a badass soundtrack. It's a really fun game.
Okay, I did think of one. And it's one that, Derek, you played recently, and then I played recently for the first time. And I don't think it's unpopular, but I think a lot of people who normally don't play these types of games might sleep on it. What Remains of Edith Finch?
Oh, yeah.
Gotta play that. I don't care who you are. It'll only take you 2 hours.
2 hours. Yep.
But the story and the way that it's presented, the creativity in this game, the different styles of gameplay introduced through discovering these different character stories is fantastic. It's an experience not to be missed. It's something that I'll probably think about for the rest of my life. It's one of those standout gaming experiences engraved on my heart. And for something to have that kind of effect on me post-formative years, you owe it to yourself. And the thing is, this thing has been handed out on PlayStation Plus. It's on Game Pass. You can probably get it pretty cheap on PC. There's hardly any gamer out there that doesn't have access to this game to get it for free or cheap. You owe it to yourself. Set aside 2 hours. Play What Remains of Edith Finch. You will not regret it.
Awesome.
All right. Next question. If you could bring back any franchise from gaming history that's gone dormant, which one?
Jak and Daxter.
Okay.
Ooh,
I
love it.
love Jak and Daxter. And I mean, either or, the original, colorful, comic booky, plucky, or the
Platformer.
gritty, dark Jak.
I'm gonna kill Praxis.
Right? Whoa, Jack, you can talk?
This whole time? All the secrets I've shared. Oh, good stuff, man.
Oh my god, I love the whole series so much. I know that they came out with the Final Frontier on PS2 and PSP, but we do not count that game.
We do not count that game.
We don't count that.
We don't count
and
that.
Also Jak X Racing, a little bit of fun to be had. But I just want another Jak and Daxter game. I know we're probably never going to get it because Naughty Dog is on to their super hyper realistic Uncharted and Last of Us type
Tales of revenge
graphics
and adventure.
Yeah, exactly. Probably never going to get it, but we love them. But
we love them.
You know, I kind of feel the same about Sly Cooper as well.
Yeah,
like I don't think we're going to get another Sly Cooper either. I think Ratchet and Clank is the only like mascot to survive.
Ratchet
from
and Clank
the
is the
PS2
GOAT
era.
Yep.
So I mean, they came out on top. So
Yep.
yeah, but Jack and Daxter. I need my little Otso friend back.
All right, I would do Metal Gear. I know that Hideo Kojima is sick of Metal Gear, and I don't necessarily want him to have to do Metal Gear if he doesn't want to, but I would want him and his team to do a similar game. So continue Metal Gear in a spiritual sense. None of this Death Stranding auteur nonsense. Give me a stupid sci-fi stealth game. Give it to me. I want it. I want all the James Bond references and the dumb crap. I want that from Hideo Kojima. There's not going to be any more Metal Gear in the vein of what we've had. 1, 2, 3, Phantom Pain, any of that. The Phantom Pain is that the series ended and we want more. And I look down at my arm that used to be Metal Gear and I feel like it's there and it's not. It makes me sad. So that's what I would pick to carry. Yeah, deep, dude. It's deep.
Yeah. That one's close to my heart too. Both of those series, I'm sitting here going, "Damn it, damn, those are great." I have two, but as I was sitting here thinking about it, I managed to disqualify one, and the one I disqualified was Phantasy Star because as much as I love Phantasy Star, I think it is the best role-playing game series in history. Final Fantasy VII stole from Phantasy Star 2.
Okay.
I'm saying it. But we've got enough of those games. We've got JRPGs coming out the ass. You could throw a stone and hit a JRPG on any day of the week.
True.
So I don't need another one. But what I do need, I need another Legacy of Kain game.
Oh, yeah.
I need finality. Even if it's just one more. I need finality. I need the story of Kain and the fate of Nosgoth to be wrapped up. I need it. I love the Shakespearean dialogue, and I love the gothic atmosphere and the weird take on vampires. It kills me that it ended the way it did.
We love vampires and we love Cthulhu bullshit. Yes, I'm with you on that. Definitely. Oh.
Sorry about that.
You got so excited, his headphones blew off.
Right?
Legacy of Kain.
Move my leg and it ripped right off.
Steam blew out the ears, I'm telling you. That's awesome, man. All right, what's the next question?
All right, Desert Island. Everyone loves Desert Island questions, but it's not a Desert Island game. Okay. No, we're going to get a little more tricky on this. You're on a desert island and you can have one console from any point in history and its entire library, but no internet access, and no using backwards compatibility or comps to expand the library.
Okay.
So, like, you can't, if you pick PlayStation 4, you can't get, like, the Ultimate Sega Genesis collection for the 40 games that are on there. You get PlayStation 4 games only, or whatever your situation is.
Okay. Okay, so, if I pick the Switch, it's a port machine. Can't have any of those ports.
Nope, no ports.
What if the port is Switch specific? Like, when they upgrade it and New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. That's Switch specific because it's got stuff that the Wii U didn't have.
That's acceptable.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, as long, but, just Super Mario Brothers.
Right.
The original. That you can't do.
Yeah.
So, one console to the end of time on that desert island.
Okay, I'm not going to say PC and cheat, because I could say PC and cheat, and I'm not going to do that. We're going to do consoles. I would probably still pick the Switch, just because the library is gigantic and varied, and it's portable, so if I find that I'm not alone on the island and I got to get moving, I can still keep playing my game while I run for my life, which is pretty good. If I find somebody else on the island and we start a family and we got little kiddos, there's lots of games for them to play, which is good. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Switch.
I got a question. I might be getting too deep here. How do we have electricity on this island?
We have an infinite battery and an infinite memory card. Shut up.
Yeah.
Generator. Okay.
You're on the Lost Island. Electricity is just floating in the air or something.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, good. Okay. I'm going to go with arguably the greatest video game system of all time.
Oh, dear.
The PlayStation 2.
That's pretty good.
PlayStation 2 has, oh my God, so many games. Thousands of games. and so many bangers. And it was pretty much the formative console of my youth. Like, you had your Kingdom Hearts and your Final Fantasy X and your Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And
with the hot coffee.
Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, Jack and Dax. Like, so many great series started on the PS2.
True.
And it's ridiculous how much good stuff is on that system. So I'm going to go with the PS2.
Okay.
All right. It's real easy for me. It's the system that is the closest to my heart. It's the system that when I want to do retro gaming, it's the first system that comes to mind. Sega Genesis.
Ooh,
Okay.
Sega!
Yeah, I know that it's old school. I know that I'm not getting the cinema quality graphics. I'm not getting the complex storylines. I don't care, man. Phantasy Star 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Gunstar Heroes.
You're also
Gunstar
getting
Heroes.
replayability
Yep.
out the ass. Like,
Yeah.
Kid Chameleon. Try to go through all 190 friggin' levels or whatever it is. You know, there's so many games with so much replayability and so much old school fun.
Fair enough.
Awesome. Love it.
All right. Next question. If you had to do a gaming marathon for 24 hours, one game, 24 hours straight with reasonable breaks, what game?
I'm going to go first because I feel like Mike would say this before me. So I'm going to say Hades. I feel like Hades is the first game in a long time that I could feel myself just straight going through back to back to back and actually being able to beat it within that time span. Because I think I have about 21, 22 hours into it right now. And I still haven't beaten it. So I'm thinking 24 hours straight, I could do Hades.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, you're wild. I was like, what was that?
I was
Think of it. I think it might be. I would do Skyrim. Are you kidding me? I would do Skyrim. We were just talking about it. I would never be able to finish it. There'd be a million different side quests and different dungeons to go into.
all right. I would go with Diablo 3.
That's a good choice.
I like the Hades idea. My one thing that would hold me back from Hades is there's not enough variation in the character itself. And being able to do wizard versus necromancer versus demon hunter versus barbarian, you know, the different character classes are different play styles. Doing that, whether it's the story and going through that multiple times or doing the bounties and the greater rifts and stuff like that. Just the variance in play style. That'd keep me engaged for a long time. Last question. A little more philosophical. What's your favorite thing about being a gamer?
You want me to go first, or you want to go first?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, all right. For me, I feel really blessed, and I really appreciate that there are stories that can be told to me in this medium that can affect me in the way that no other medium can. And I always feel bad for other folks who are not really into gaming, because I feel like there's this whole spectrum of entertainment, storytelling, learning, experience that they are unable to tap into. There's things that get close, right? But video games is such a tactile marriage of what you get from a movie, what you get from music, what you get from a book, what you get from an activity. It's that interactive experience. There are certain stories that the best medium for them and the best way to experience them, a callback to one of the earlier questions, What Remains of Edith Finch, I think is best told via video game for what they were trying to accomplish. I think you could probably do it in movie form. It would not have near the same effect. And I just feel so happy and so blessed that I am in that world and I get to experience that. And that there are barriers for gaming for a lot of people, and those barriers do not exist for me. So I just feel privileged in that aspect.
Right.
All right.
No, I want to copy yours. No, I mean, my favorite thing about being a gamer is basically the same thing, like being able to experience all these different stories and the feeling that I can literally never get tired of gaming. Yeah. Like, as long as I live, I'm going to be gaming until I'm a grandfather, a great-grandfather, as long as my hands still work, or if there's some sort of device I can use with my mouth to still play games at that point. Like, it's a never ending stream of joy that I'm able to partake in. And like you said, there's so many varied stories, so many beautiful things about gaming that people that aren't into it can never know.
The never-ending stream of joy. I'm going to call it
a never-ending stream of joy.
I love that.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is.
And as soon as I said it, I was like, that sounds kind of, but...
No, that was from the heart. I love it.
Yeah. I just love being a gamer. I love gaming. I love everything about video games. Even some of the bad stuff, because we get to talk shit about that, right?
Oh, yeah. There's gaming drama for sure.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Your whole episode on Scott Cawthon, loved it.
Yeah. I just love how I can wrap my whole identity in video. No, I'm just kidding. It's all I am as a gamer. I just love it.
Yeah. I love it. Capital G, TM.
Yeah.
Nothing bad about that.
No, nothing at all. So you stole my idea too. I was going to say about the story and the narrative and the fact that you're in control of them and everything. So rather than repeat what you said, I'm going to say the way that video games as a medium have created a community like no other medium has.
Mm.
You go to movies, for instance. You know, I'm a huge horror movie fan. Horror movies are my favorite genre by far. I can't have a conversation with someone who likes rom-coms. We're on two completely different wavelengths. One of my favorite bands is Pearl Jam. If your favorite artist is Jay-Z, we can't have a conversation. We're on two different wavelengths. But video games, it doesn't matter what games you play. You play games, and they all have something in common. They all have that interactivity, and they all have that drive to, whether it's single player and you're driven to see more of the story, solve the puzzle, save the princess, whatever it may be, or whether it's multiplayer and you're being competitive or it's cooperative. We all play games because they're fun, because we get something out of them. We get that tactile feeling of controlling the narrative. We can all share that regardless of what game that we play. And you just can't find that in the same way with any other type of fandom.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Love it.
And yeah, I mean, I'm glad I did get to go first, because I feel like it's not a unique thought to have. I think it's a universal experience we all just kind of know and feel, that privilege of being a gamer. And it is a privilege. So I love it, and I love talking about it, and I love the fact that you came on the show with us, Jed.